Hello, Internet. Um, so, as you can tell, my videos have been kind of hit and miss lately, and again, I am going to apologize for that. I still haven't heard what my first punishment video is going to be, so I will let you know when I know that. Last week, kept saying that I was going to do P&P week this week, and I started to, and things were going pretty good, and then classes caught up with me, and so this isn't really the best week for P&P week. I mean, if you guys still want me to talk about any aspect of it, I will. Um, but instead, I'm going to talk about something that's really interesting and something that, I'm learning about right now, and that's puppetry. And I know a lot of you go, oh, puppetry, that's kid stuff. But actually, Americans are unique because we're one of the few societies who views puppetry solely as an art for children. And I mean, I think this is really reflective in productions like Avenue Q, which are vastly popular, in Europe, where that's the norm, basically. We're one of the very few cultures who targets children with puppetry. And it's so fascinating. Like, we did the first 2 days of class talked nothing but really about history. So we talked about things like Karagaz, basically which is the name of a character in Turkish shadow puppetry that's really come to symbolize the whole genre. I mean, altogether. Like, it is interesting, this format that they follow that doesn't really change or waver between productions. Like, it's fascinating stuff. Like, what we think about puppetry is just one little chunk of the whole thing. And shadow puppets, and then there's this Japanese style called bunraku, which is, I mean, these people are considered masters of their craft. Like, you have to be a master to get to perform at all. Then and then there's still masters that are better than other people on stage, because there's one master who controls the head and the right arm, which is the sword arm, and then there are people who control the left arm and, like, the feet or the bottom of the kimono, and they cut off people's heads, and the heads pop off, and fabric spurts out, and it's all very theatrical. And this has a narrator that sits off to the side and just talks, and sometimes people come to see these shows just for this narrator. Like, oh, there are so many things that we just don't do. And like Punch and Judy, are these hand puppets that are really popular in European countries, especially France and Italy, Britain. Like, these are the stereotypical hand puppets that you don't even really think about how much they're in your culture, but they are. Um, like, for instance, the Christmas special this year, the snowman, there was a Punch puppet that the doctor sat by. Or the Santa Claus. Have you guys ever seen the Santa Claus? Like, it's a classic Disney Christmas movie. Tim Allen becomes Santa Claus when the other guy falls off the roof, yada yada yada. Well, he goes to Christmas Land, or the North Pole, sorry. He goes to the North Pole, and in Santa's bedroom there is a little puppet box with two little puppets in it, and one of the puppets says something, and the other puppet goes no, and hits him on the head with a, like, rolling pin. That is Punch and Judy. Something that you never would have thought of before. And Punch and Judy, they have a lot of fart jokes and a lot of sex jokes, and she hits him over the head with a rolling pin, and they're married, and Punch cheats death, and I mean, puppetry is fascinating, and we don't utilize it to the fullest extent in America that I think we could, because, I mean, puppets are interesting, because yes, I'm speaking, but if I'm also speaking through a puppet, then what I'm saying, you're going to be paying more attention to what the puppet's saying instead of what I'm saying. Because I'm not actually saying it. The puppet is saying it. I mean, that's why Punch and Judy got to be so popular, is because, especially like when the Puritan rule started taking over in England and all the theaters were shut down, like, can't go to the theaters because they'll write your name down and you'll lose your head. Or theaters weren't even open, and so there was no entertainment because nothing was fun. And then there were these Punch and Judy characters who just popped up on the corner of the market where you needed to go anyways, and so nobody could take down your name because you weren't there to see Punch and Judy. You were there to go shopping for food that you needed to survive. You just happened to stumble upon this spousal group that's hitting each other with rolling pins and talking about how the king is bad, or the queen, or the members of the ruling class are really not doing the right thing here. And I mean, political discourse and things like that are what Western tradition started as. And then you've got, your Eastern tradition, which is all about, this is my culture, this is how we came to be, and I'm telling you this through puppets because it's fun. It's a fun way to tell you this, and it's something that you need to remember and you need to pass down. I don't know. I think it's fascinating, and this is probably not going to be the last time you hear me talk about puppets, nor will it be the last time I bring it up, because I will be showing you puppets that I make. Like my red thread puppets that I'm getting ready to make, and I'm so excited for them. I will definitely show them to you. And also tell you the story of the red thread if you don't know it, because it's really good. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's what I've been told as a modern pagan, modern Wiccan tradition of telling, especially if you believe in the Greek pantheon, and it's a beautiful story that blends kind of Eastern and Western culture. And so I will show you those puppets and tell you that story when I make them on next week, most likely. Yeah. Bye!